Okay, before the video starts here, I would like to commit what personally in my opinion is a cardinal sin of this channel, but F it. Here we go. Recently we've hit 900 subscribers, so I'm very happy for that. You know, this is amazing. Right now we're sitting at about 924 to 925 of you fiends, and if you're new to the channel and watching this, I'd really like to hit 1,000 before Halloween. I promise you won't regret it. Hey, this is End of the Road Haunts, and today I am making a list of top 10 Spirit Halloween and other companies' animatronic prototypes. Now mind you, these aren't really prototypes of already existing animatronics. They're things that we've never really seen before, haven't been released to the public, that I think are just awesome. So, I mean, let's just begin. Also, these videos aren't mine, credit to multiple different sources. So yeah, let's begin. But yeah, number 10 is the Thrashing Headless Man. Now, this one that I put at number 10 just because I do think there are a few better ones on the list, but it's certainly not a bad one at that. Like, it's a pretty creepy idea. You know, like, thrashing headless people would be scary. The only thing I don't really get is the audio, because how would it make audio if it doesn't have a head? But other than that, it's super creepy, pretty cool. Would I get it? Probably not, because there would be better things out there, but it's definitely not one that I hate. One that I think should have been released.
I have returned to lay claim on your soul.
So that is the techie designed giant lawn reaper. I believe this was around 8 feet tall, which this is in the 9th position. That's just because it is a cool prop, and I do think it would be nice for him to be released as a Spirit Archway prop. It's a very good traditional, like, you know, Halloween reaper. It's very, like, you know, traditional Halloween. Its phrase isn't the best. Its look, again, is very, like, kind of bland. But again, for like a classic Reaper prop, it's pretty good for one. And I do think it's really cool. I could see myself getting it if it were released.
Don't try to find them. They're with me now. The man at the store said you shouldn't have brought me home.
This one here is the SVI Twitching Doll. Not sure what year it would be for, but the reason I like this one is not quite because the audio, but the animation A is really cool, and B, something that I think Halloween companies just don't do enough, is like human-sized dolls. Because look, small ones like Chucky or Annabelle, I've never found those scary, if I'm honest. They can be a little eerie looking, yeah, but you can just kick them across the room. Like, why is that scary? I mean, yeah, you can throw in their lore and stuff, but I just find, like, you know, life-size dolls to be something that's just so eerie, and nobody's used to it, and I think this is a pretty good example of one. But yet, it might not be 6 feet tall. I think that would be awesome. I think it's more like 4 or 5 feet, but that's still pretty big for a doll. So, yeah, 7th place for this, because I just think it's, like, cool, creepy concept. So this one here is this hanging, electrocuted question mark zombie. It's very similar to the electrified corpse, because A, it's audio, B, just the shaking motion. But I don't mind that, because I love the electrified corpse. I mean, zombies are awesome. Hanging zombies are awesome. Electrified zombies are awesome. So, like, you know, hanging up, thrashing around zombie, great. I feel like, again, it could use, like, a little bit of blood. Like, maybe just a little more, because it's not that gory. And I do think it could have used the gore. But even if it didn't, it's still very fluent animation. It looks, like, pretty good. Clothing isn't the best detailed. But again, like, throw it at the back of your haunt, and it's awesome. I'd probably get this guy if he came out. This one here is, I'm 80% sure, maybe even 90 or 100%, that this was a prototype first incarnation of Forest Demon. Now, albeit, I do like Forest Demon more than this guy, but they decided to bring this one back in like 2023 or something. I'd have no issues. I love the way it looks. It's a little different than the usual kind of demons we get. I do really like the creepy cloth and the way he's, like, standing and stuff. Again, very reminiscent of Forest Demon, though. Well, I do think Forest Demon should come back more. I think this one that should definitely be made eventually. That's why it gets the number 5 spot.
A visitor. For so long I have rested in my dark and dusty tomb. But now your presence has called to me, pulling me from my sleep. Perhaps you care to trade places, you and I. Sounds tempting, doesn't it?
This one is this Rising Crypt Ghoul. Now this is at the number 5 spot. And I do think this one is also very awesome. Now, this very similar to the Rising Boogeyman that I know another company made, though I don't think that one was a prototype. If it was, though, it's a really cool one as well. But this one's just awesome. I love the blue lighting on it. I think that's always amazing on props. I think the crypt itself is a little weird, being made out of, you know, fabric. I think plastic or something would have been a little better. Although, like, the ghoul itself looks great. Rising props are always really great as well. And I do think it's a very cool prop. So, overall, about number 5. But the next ones start to really kick it into the proper gear.
Welcome to the party. We couldn't wait till you arrived. It's finally time to eat.
Now this one here is called The Clown on Stilts. It's by Techie Toys, and I'm not sure what store would be sold at, maybe Spirit. Looks to be about 7 feet tall, but I do think this is a very cool one. I like the black and white on the outfit. It is pretty simple, but, like, pretty good at that. Its phrase that it says is, like, pretty decent as well for a clown, you know, talking about a party. Its animation is strange. Kinda looks like he's doing the floss, so a little outdated. But, I mean, I think it's a pretty cool prop. I think that if they were to do it, he'd definitely cross my mind on something I'd maybe purchase. So, yeah. This one here, sadly, has no video since it's only concept art. A tragedy, in my opinion. I had a very hard time picking this guy between 3rd and 2nd because he's, like, super cool. But I decided to put him in 3rd because we've at least had some vampire props before, so he's maybe not the most original. Again, that's not saying he's unoriginal, not by a long shot, but the other one at 2nd place, just a tad bit more, especially for when he was released. But anyways, This one is called Resurrected Evil. I heard people think it's like an Angel of Death reskin, which is pretty cool. I think it would like turn side to side though, maybe just the head. The mouth could move, and it's just really cool. I don't like Dracula type vampires, but the kind of weird bat creature things I'm all for. And this is a really good one for that, since it's a mix of those two types. And it's just super cool and awesome. Like, super ominous and foreboding, too. Like, I think they seriously goofed up by not releasing this. Supposed to be in the 2013 Haunted Mansion theme, I think, for Spirit. Which, why didn't they, like, take out Grave Mourner or, like, Skeeves and make that a prototype? Because, like, this would have fit so much better, in my opinion.
I've not seen such a reaction. I can't seem to stop the sudden bleeding. Oh my. Don't worry. Let the doctor have a look. Oh, you look quite ill. What? No appetite? Let me apply the leeches.
So this here is the cancelled Lowe's Plague Doctor. Now this guy was awesome. Like, a Plague Doctor is very unique. At the time, I don't think the Spirit one came out. And I do think this is better than the Spirit one. The phrases, albeit, are a tad cheesy, but for Plague Doctor, they're pretty alright. I don't mind them. I do think the voice acting is a little weird. It has some kind of odd pauses, but it's also very creepy at the same time. And, again, Plague Doctors are just awesome. And now, apparently this guy was supposed to return for 2021. But the thing is, instead of returning this Plague Doctor, they kept the phrases, kept the look, but changed out the head for a pumpkin head, which now that I'm looking at it, isn't even original for the prop. You can just buy that head, like, separately as a different prop. And so, I don't get why the fuck they didn't just keep the Plague Doctor, because, like, why make it a Pumpkin Reaper? I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Pumpkin Reapers, but why keep the Plague Doctor phrases? And, like, it's just so dumb. Because, like, coincidentally, like, or ironically, sorry, they turned a really good prop into a really bad one. Because, like, the look for it is okay, but why did they change it into a pumpkin one? So people would, like, not be offended by it being a Plague Doctor? But, like, it doesn't make sense, because, like, I don't know. It's just so stupid, in my opinion, that. But, anyways, this Plague Doctor is awesome, earning him the number 2 spot. But now, it's time to move on to the number 1. Okay, I don't think this was intended to be a Spirit prop, but this is so good it kinda angers me, honestly, because I don't know why they didn't release it. Like, this one's called Prodigy. It's this roaming, like, zombie mutant kid, and it's just so creepy. Its sounds are horrific, its looks are even freakier. Its movement is, alright, it's a Roman prop. Pretty good one at that. And I just don't know why it wasn't made. I mean, morbid quality isn't the best. But, like, even so, if it breaks, it's still a really cool static prop. Again, I don't know why they didn't release it. I think there should at least be another zombie that kind of looks like this. With the, like, almost zits and blisters. It's just such a creepy, gross look. And, yeah, I think this one that the moment I saw it, I was just, how is this not made? So, those are the props. Like and subscribe if you're new. Help me get to 1,000 before Halloween. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.